Hey there, everyone. Certified High Performance Coach Michelle Weimer here with you today for Wednesday Wisdom. So it's February. Wow, January went by fast, right? So it's February, and I always like to do a little something in the month of love about love and relationships. So this year is no different. But I'm going to take a little different twist because we're going to talk about a bunch of different types of relationships this month. And we're going to start with the relationship that, quite honestly, is probably one of the most important and yet one of the most overlooked. And that is our relationship with ourselves. So, why is that? Why is it so important that you love yourself first? Well, the great Lucille Ball said, love yourself first and everything else falls into place. You really have to love yourself to get anything done in this world. And, I think there's a lot of truth to that because so often the thing that holds us back the most, the thing that when we're pushing outside of our comfort zone and we get a bit scared and things get a little difficult, if we don't have that healthy relationship with ourselves, we struggle. It's easy to get stuck. It's easy to be your worst critic, and be so hard on yourself that it doesn't matter. Like a lot of times we worry about what other people are thinking, but the truth is mostly those thoughts that we have about what we think others are thinking about us, it's a direct reflection of our own beliefs about ourselves. And so when we can heal that relationship with ourselves and believe something differently and stop being so critical about ourselves, then our perception changes about the way the rest of the world perceives us. Our perception changes about how we show up in the world and how we can get through difficulties or trials or challenges in the world because we have a belief about ourselves. So what I want to talk about today is, how to have a loving relationship with yourself, how to unconditionally love yourself. Because again, I think that when you love yourself, you can love others at a much greater level with your whole heart. So, that being said, then really the greatest love you can give is to give love to yourself, because then you heal your heart, then you can love others with your whole heart. And not having a loving relationship with yourself, again, it holds you back from really creating true happiness in your life. And if you remember, the last couple of weeks I was talking about what success really is all about, and it's success and happiness. True happiness is where our greatest level of success is. So we can't feel that or have that if we don't have that healthy relationship with ourselves. There's always going to be something amiss. We're always going to get stuck. So how do you have a loving relationship with yourself? How do you love yourself unconditionally? 3 simple principles here that I want to tell you about today, okay? So first and foremost, be gentle with yourself and forgive yourself. I work with people all the time. I work with high performers who, they're high performers, high achievers. They are very giving, caring people, but they're hypercritical of themselves. So you got to quiet the inner critic, because if you are hard on yourself all the time, if you're critical of every little thing you do, it's tough to feel confident about pushing forward into new territory. You've got to be willing to be gentle with yourself, be kind to yourself, so that you can build yourself up and take those risks, take those leaps of faith. And likewise, the part of forgiving yourself is the fact that you are going to screw up sometimes. Things, aren't going to always work out. You're going to fail. But that's okay. You've got to forgive yourself. You got to go, you know what? Man, I wasn't my best there. But that's okay. I can do better tomorrow. And it's that recommitment every day to just trying to be your best self, which leads me to the second principle of letting go of perfection and trusting that you are enough. So let me say that again. Let go of perfection and trust that you are enough. Now, that doesn't mean you don't work on being the best version of yourself. And it doesn't mean that you let yourself off the hook and you're like, yeah, whatever, it's good enough. It means that you trust that who you are, that what's in you is enough for you to fulfill your purpose, to fulfill your destiny, to achieve what it is you were put on this earth to achieve. So when you have that mission in your heart, or that purpose in your heart, and you have to be real with yourself and go, I'm slacking, I'm holding back, I'm not being brave and bold. But also to trust it's in there. You're enough. And to know, though, that it doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It means you practice being that best version of yourself each and every day. Each and every day, showing up. A quest for perfection, man, that's going to set you up for failure, right? There's no such thing. But a quest to be that best version of who you are every day, and every day recommitting to that, that's where you show up. That's where you really can be that best version of yourself. And, that's where when you start to trust that who you are is enough, then hey, you move into that and you step up to that. You own that every day. And you know what? I believe that for you. I believe that for everybody that I work with and for myself, that we have everything within us to fulfill that purpose that we have in our lives. You've just got to trust that and start stepping into it. Okay, and then the last principle that I want to tell you about today in terms of how to heal that relationship with yourself and really start to love yourself unconditionally is to give yourself permission to be you, and don't try to put a square peg in a round hole. Okay, so let me explain that. There's two parts to this, right? So first of all, giving yourself permission to be you. That's where we start to let go of external expectations about what we think we ought to be or have to be. And we really start stepping into and owning who we are, loving all of ourselves, the faults, the quirks, the goofy stuff, and the great things too, and knowing that each part of that is a part of who we are, and not having to live up to some external expectation, but rather really being intentional, again, about being that best version of ourselves, giving yourself permission to be who you are and really owning that and stepping into it. And then, in terms of not trying to put a square peg into a round hole, that not only goes for trying to be somebody that you're not, but it also goes for trying to fill a void. Okay, so some people fill voids by overeating. They use food as a filler for a void that they fill in their life, maybe in some other areas of a relationship in their life, or a lack of success. Some people use alcohol or drugs. There's a lot of different ways that people try to fill a void, but that doesn't work, right? You can't put a square peg in a round hole. There's always going to be something amiss. And likewise, if you are trying to, oh, my dog's going to start barking. This is what happens when you're on live. It's freezing here in Colorado. It's been super, super cold. So I didn't make her go outside, and I can hear the trash truck outside. So she's getting ready to bark, but that's okay. We'll let her bark and we'll keep moving on. But anyway, so this idea of, also, I see this a lot. People try to fill a void by achieving things that really aren't fulfilling. Okay, perfect example. I had a client who, she was on a lot of different boards. She served on councils and boards and all of these different areas where she was looking for leadership. She was looking to stand up and be recognized, but she really didn't want to be a part of all those boards. What she really wanted was to grow her business and succeed there. She was so afraid to step into that she was filling her time and she was filling her need for recognition in a bunch of other ways. Well, guess what? When you do that, you're still unfulfilled. It still doesn't feel right. Remember, what I was talking about last week, that true success is connected with our level of happiness. You might climb the corporate ladder, but if you're not happy, you might just be trying to put a square peg in a round hole by achieving on the professional level, but there's things amiss in your life. So check yourself and see, am I trying to fill a void with the wrong things? And again, that might be I'm trying to be somebody I'm not, or I'm trying to do things to fill a void it really doesn't matter. So these are ways that you can start stepping into being that best version of yourself and loving that person that you are. And again, being who you are, giving yourself permission to be who you are, own what it is that you want to create in your life. Because when you do that, when you start trying to substitute other things for where you want to be fulfilled, and you start stepping up and being brave and going after what it is you really, really want in your life, that's when things start to change. That's when you give yourself permission to not only be who it is you want to be, but go after what it is you want in your life because you know that you deserve that. See, and that's where loving yourself and honoring yourself and knowing I do deserve happiness. I do deserve to have some great things in my life. I'm going to go after them. That's when that all begins to change. So creating a relationship with yourself, it can really change how you perceive the world, right? How you perceive your world, how you perceive the world around you, and how you show up in life and how you go after what you want. And that, guys, is how we take growing our success, being that best version of ourselves, and having happiness along the way. So give yourself a little love this week. Look for ways to nurture that relationship with yourself. And a great way to start is to start working on your own self-growth and personal development this month, because it's the month of love and it's the month of relationships, and I want to help you grow into that person you want to be. I want to invite you to join me in the Success Mastery Monthly Program. This is a monthly program. We meet twice a month online. I do a training with you, and then the second part of the month, you have a chance to actually get some hot seat coaching from me, get your questions answered. There are different levels of this program that you can choose. One level is, again, what I just mentioned, twice a month, you jump on to a group call, you listen in. If you're not there live, you can listen to the recordings, get your questions answered. In the other call, if you want to up level that, you can sign up for the next level, which gives you a monthly one-on-one check-in call with me to help you stay accountable and get your questions answered personally. And if you want to go to to the top level, if you really want to go for it in your growth and development, you can get the platinum level, which gives you the opportunity to actually have 2 private coaching sessions with me each month, hour-long sessions on top of the group training. So the awesome news is the Success Mastery Monthly Program for this month of February, when you sign up and you use the coupon code, you'll see it today with the link with this post that goes with this video, you're going to get 50% off of the first month, regardless of what level you sign up for. So this is a no-brainer opportunity. If you are ready this year to take it to the next level, it starts now. Create that loving relationship with yourself by doing something kind for yourself. Give yourself some love and give yourself this gift of some growth, personal growth and development. Let's level your life this year. So that's going to be that link, and the coupon code is going to be in with this post today. I would love for you to join me. And in the meantime, keep nurturing that relationship with yourself, because when you love yourself, it changes your perception of the world, and it makes you more able to lovingly give and share your gifts with others. So until next week, this is Certified High Performance Coach. Thank you so much for joining me again this week. I know we went a little long, but this is important. Taking care of yourself is an important topic. So until next week, thanks so much, and bye for now.